The compact SUV segment sees cutthroat competition from the Koreans, Germans and the Japanese. And as you can see, we have representatives from all the three markets right here with us, and these three are going to battle it out today for us to know which one offered the most bang for your buck. So it is going to be a comparison between the Kia Seltos, the Volkswagen Taigun and the Maruti Suzuki Grand Vitara, and we will see that which flag shines. I am Shubham Parashar. You're watching Park Plus, your car app. Do subscribe to the channel, to hit the bell icon to stay notified, and do head to the app for all the updates in the Indian car bazaar. चलिए शुरुआत करते हैं।
लेकिन शुरुआत करने से पहले आई हैव एन एक्साइटिंग न्यूज फॉर यू। सीजन 2 ऑफ द पार्क प्लस पेट्रोल लीग और PPL is going live very soon, and this time you can win big. Last year 20 lakh people won petrol worth rupees 50 crore, and this time there are bigger prizes including a mega bumper prize. So if you haven't downloaded the Park Plus app yet, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and do that and get set to win big. As you would have noticed that the Hyundai Creta, Skoda Kushaq or the Toyota Urban Cruiser Hyryder are not with us today. And that's by choice, because technically the Seltos, Taigun and Grand Vitara are sister models to their respective units with us today. So दिखने में ये models भले अलग हो, but under the skin these are ditto the same. Having said that, what's not left out by choice are the Honda Elevate and MG Aster, because उनके media units were occupied. Nevertheless, we'll do a much cohesive comparison review soon. Meanwhile, आप दोनों Honda Elevate की detailed review और 2024 MG Aster की detailed walk around video check कर सकते हैं on Park Plus Your Car app, जो hopefully आपने अब तक डाउनलोड कर लिया होगा। And then आप ये दोनों वीडियोस हमारे YouTube चैनल पे भी देख सकते हैं। The links are given in the description. And now let's get started.
तो चलिए शुरुआत करते हैं डिज़ाइन के साथ, और डिज़ाइन के बारे में बात करने से पहले here's a disclaimer for you. Now this is completely my opinion about the design, and design is subjective, so आपकी opinion different हो सकती है, and you can always let us know in the comments below. So let's begin with the Seltos first. Now in my opinion ये सबसे ज़्यादा acceptable, well-rounded and सबसे ज़्यादा butch and SUV design है अपने segment पे. Now again Kia has got their design game right spot on. The face has that butch and bold appeal, and overall at the same time it looks urban as well. So काफी premium design लगती है. Very right balance of chrome treatment and piano black finish you have here on the face, and overall is the most well proportionate design. Now what I also like that you get the sexiest alloy wheels in the Kia Seltos of all these three. These are 18-inch units, so इन तीनों में सबसे बड़े अलॉय व्हील्स आपको यहाँ पर सेल्टॉस में मिलते हैं. एंड अगेन मॉडर्न एलिमेंट्स लाइक सीक्वेंशियल DRLs आगे पीछे दोनों, एंड यू नो नाइस ट्रीटमेंट फॉर द DRL ट्रीटमेंट हियर, सीक्वेंशियल टर्न इंडिकेटर्स, आई एम सॉरी. तो ये सारे मॉडर्न एलिमेंट्स आपको सेल्टॉस में मिल जाते हैं. And now the Volkswagen Taigun. It has that upright SUV-ish face, so front end bold आपको यहाँ पर देखने के लिए मिलता है, but the overall proportion of the SUV is somewhat a hot hatch like. Now personally ये design मुझे पसंद है, but for many buyers, you know, it doesn't look SUV-ish enough. That said, this looks the most urban of the lot, and you will love the creases and edges you see on the bonnet and along the profile of the car. So again, even this is quite a balanced design in that front. Alloy wheels भी इसके decent दिखते हैं. These are 17-inch units you get right here, and even this gets LED headlights here, LED tail lights, those are connected tail lights, and आपके पास decent chrome bling भी मिलता है सामने में. And now the Maruti Suzuki Grand Vitara. Now this one will give you that वड्डी गड्डी वाली appeal, because इसके dimensions काफ़ी बड़े लगते हैं. गाड़ी एक थोड़ी heavy वाली feel आपको देती है, and SUV buyers actually love that. The design is not too edgy, it's curvy, और इसके बारे में different opinion हो सकता है. Personally, I like the design. ये भी काफ़ी अच्छी well-rounded सी design आपको यहाँ पर देखने के लिए मिलती है, and has that urban flavor going strong for it. You get decent chrome bling यहाँ पर ग्रिल के सराउंड्स में, अ टॉप हियर, एंड इट गेट्स प्रोजेक्टर LED हेडलाइट्स, DRLs भी आपको मिलते हैं, अ चंकी बैश प्लेट, एंड यू हैव 17 इंच ड्यूल टोन अलॉय व्हील्स, लेकिन ये इन तीनों के कंपैरिजन में सबसे सिंपल अलॉय व्हील्स मिलते हैं आपको यहाँ पर देखने के लिए। बट ओवरऑल द कार लुक्स वेल प्रोपोर्शनेट, बहुत ज़्यादा बिजी डिज़ाइन नहीं लगती। पीछे टेल भी इसका काफ़ी अच्छा भारी सा एसयूविश फ्लेवर आपको देता है। And with that then let's have a look at the dimensions, because वहाँ पर इन तीनों गाड़ियों के अपने अपने strengths हैं, and then combining both design and dimension we will have a look at the scoreboard.
Well, सबसे बड़ी व्हील साइज होने के साथ साथ Kia Seltos is also the longest and widest SUV of the lot. Seltos और Grand Vitara की हाइट बिल्कुल सेम है और Taigun से ठीक ठाक ज्यादा है, मीनिंग गुड सेंस ऑफ स्पेस इनसाइड द कैबिन। लेकिन रियर सीट पे नी रूम आपको सबसे ज्यादा मिलेगी Volkswagen Taigun में, courtesy its best in class wheelbase. That said, और मामलों में लाइक लेंथ, विड्थ एंड हाइट Volkswagen Taigun Kia Seltos और Grand Vitara से थोड़ी छोटी है। That's why the hot hatch stands. And speaking of ground clearance, it's the Maruti Suzuki Grand Vitara जो यहाँ पे पूरे नंबर ले जाती है। That said, it has the smallest wheelbase in the segment but a balanced length and height. And with that, एक नजर डालते हैं अपने पहले डिजाइन एंड डायमेंशंस के स्कोरबोर्ड पे।
And let's begin with the Kia Seltos, which very clearly feels the most premium of them all. The design, the overall execution and the materials that's been used, everything feels very upmarket. Soft touch upholstery used very generously on the dashboard, even the upholstery on the seat feels quite plush, and other materials like piano black finish on the central console, even soft touch padding on the door pad or grey metal finish here on switch knobs, and even the hard plastic. Everything has a sense of sophistication to it, and that is something which will look very nice. And the cabin overall in terms of design looks very sporty and very premium as well. और फिर अगर फीचर्स की बात करें then seriously you just can't complain inside this cabin because it is loaded to its absolute prim. You get a single piece curved screen integrating the 10.25 inch touchscreen and the 10.25 inch digital instrument cluster. And let's start with the touchscreen itself. Now it comes with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, but उसके लिए आपको वायर यूज करना पड़ेगा because you don't get wireless connectivity for them. I don't know Korean को क्या problem है, but in terms of interface and in terms of overall feel looks very intuitive and response quite sharp. Graphics very decently sized and has got all the apps that you need on the go and connected car tech as well. Digital instrument cluster, again the cluster itself is quite crisp. The dials are very sporty and comes with 3 different background settings, so again you can have the sporty setting as well. And you have level 2 ADAS display right here. Yes, Kia Seltos is the only car in the segment that comes with level 2 ADAS features among all these 3, and you have the display right here. It also gets 6 airbags as standard, and you also have blind spot monitor right here in the Kia Seltos, a nice safety feature to have in my opinion. So yes, overall the execution is very sporty. And speaking of more features, you have dual zone climate control, you have wireless charging, USB type C and 12 volt charging ports. You have ventilated seats, 360-degree camera view, nice storage space in the central console, retractable cup holders मिलते हैं, recess to keep your wallet and the car key. You get electric parking brake auto hold function, auto dimming rear view mirror, a nice flat bottom steering wheel which really feels premium to hold, comes with reach and rake adjustment, paddle shifters in the GT line variants and the automatic variants. Premium Bose surround sound system you have here with mood lighting and ambient lighting, and you also have powered seats. The driver's seat is powered right here, and you also have this panoramic sunroof that lets the light in, makes the cabin feel a bit brighter and a bit more spacious in terms of sense of space. And with that, let's have a look at the entire features list. Now in comparison to the Kia Seltos, the Maruti Suzuki Grand Vitara might look slightly less premium and old school in terms of design and color combination. You get maroon and black color combination here on the Grand Vitara, but still it feels premium enough because soft touch upholstery आपको काफी generously used मिलते हैं inside this cabin, like on the dashboard, here on the door pads and central console maybe. So वहाँ पर still it feels premium enough in that sense, and especially given the price point. But अगर features की बात करें, It keeps up well with the Kia Seltos. You have a 9-inch touchscreen infotainment system with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and you have connected tech as well, जो app based connected tech है. And I like the interface. थोड़ी सी छोटी इसकी touchscreen है, but again for me the size is adequate and decent enough, and the graphics also crisp and very easy to read right there. You have a analog instrument cluster right here. Digital instrument cluster नहीं है, but still the dials look nice and somewhat sporty to me. जो बीच में MID screen है वहाँ पर आपको सारे information मिल जाते हैं, and you have more features like auto dimming mirror. You have wireless charger in the top end strong hybrid variant. You have auto climate control but single zone. Dual zone आपको यहाँ पर auto climate control नहीं मिलते हैं. You also have ventilated seats on the top end variant. आपको बीच के variants में ventilated seats नहीं मिलते हैं. And you have other features on the steering wheel, like ये जो steering wheel है ये आप reach और rake दोनों के लिए adjust कर सकते हैं, and you have parallel shifters here as well. और फिर आपको ये panoramic sunroof भी यहाँ पर मिलता है, which actually gives a good sense of space on the inside. And you also get 360-degree camera view and HUD head-up display in the Maruti Suzuki Grand Vitara as well. And with that, take a look at the entire features list. Heard that? Well, the door third in the Volkswagen Taigun is actually quite satisfactory, and you get a same sense of quality even inside the cabin. You have that sense of durability and long last appeal. It's built to last, but at the same time, जो sense of sophistication and premium appeal है on that quotient it really lacks, because कोई भी soft touch upholstery आपको देखने के लिए नहीं मिलती. Nowhere on the dashboard या फिर सेंट्रल कंसोल पे. इवन जो डोर पैड्स पे यहाँ पर आपको सॉफ्ट टच फिनिश है ये भी काफ़ी थिन है, सो वहाँ पर कॉस्ट कटिंग आपको मालूम पड़ती है. एंड इन द फीचर्स डिपार्टमेंट इट हैज़ गॉट ऑल द नेसेसरी मॉडर्न फीचर्स लाइक a 10-inch touchscreen infotainment system that comes with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, is very intuitive at the same time, and the graphics are crisp, nice, quite informative and sporty as well with the color theme. But even here, you know, it doesn't feel as tactile as the one you see on the Kia Seltos. Digital instrument cluster, again, it has all the information, but the overall layout again doesn't feel as premium as you see in the Kia Seltos. And overall features, you get auto climate control, you have a wireless charger, you have auto dimming rear view mirror, but you don't have any panoramic sunroof. You have single pane sunroof right here. You don't have powered seats. These are manual adjusting seats right here. Steering wheel में आपको rake और reach दोनों adjustment मिल जाती है, but you don't get any premium sound system as well. 2 Type-C charging ports both at the front and rear. Mood lighting on the dashboard but not on the entire cabin. As I said, in the features department, it gets all the necessary modern features, but थोड़े बहुत जो wow features है वहाँ पर आपको कमी लगती है. Also, you don't get any 360-degree camera view. It just has a reverse camera. That said, it still scores well on the sense of durability that you get inside the cabin. And with that, take a look at the entire features list.
Well, cabin look and appeal or features की बात करें, then again, very clearly the Kia Seltos is a clear winner here with all the bells and whistles it packs in. And without a doubt, it feels the most premium of all the 3 SUVs in this comparison and has the largest boot at 433 liters. The Maruti Suzuki Grand Vitara takes the second spot, scoring well in the tech and features department, but interior treatment थोड़ी old school लगती है. And it has the smallest boot space, 373 liters in the mild hybrid and 265 liters in the strong hybrid. And finally, the Volkswagen Taigun. Well, it has that built to last appeal, but in terms of creature comforts and choice of materials, it does feel a bit underwhelming. And that's despite the new 2023 model being updated with ventilated front seats and powered driver's seat. And it offers 385 liters of luggage storage capacity. And with that done, finally it's time to get behind the wheel. Just like all the other aspects, Kia Seltos में आपको engine और gearbox options में कोई कमी नहीं मिलती है. You get a turbo petrol, a naturally aspirated or MPI petrol and a diesel engine option, and all three are offered with the choice of either a manual or automatic gearbox option. The 1.5-litre 4-cylinder turbo petrol engine belts out a class-leading 158 brake horsepower and 253 Nm of peak torque, mated either to a 6-speed IMT or 7-speed dual-clutch automatic or DCT transmission. The comparatively modest but more fuel-efficient 1.5-litre naturally aspirated petrol motor puts out 113 brake horsepower and 144 Nm of peak torque and is mated to either a 6-speed manual or a CVT automatic gearbox, well IVT as Kia calls it. And a 1.5-litre 4-cylinder diesel engine churning out 114 brake horsepower and 250 Nm of peak torque, mated either to a 6-speed IMT or 7-speed torque converter automatic gearbox. And well, it's only the Korean models Seltos and Creta offering diesel engine options in the compact SUV segment.
So let's begin with the Kia Seltos. Now I am driving the 1.5-litre turbo petrol engine and with the 7-speed DCT dual clutch automatic gearbox right here. And in terms of performance, again, it is quite punchy. So bottom end में आपको एक अच्छा aggression मिलता है when you launch the car, and that gets softer and actually smoother when you go higher up the rev range. So mid-range में the power delivery gets linear and smoother, and you have decent push even towards the top end when you are revving it harder. So let's say like right up till 5050, 550, 600 RPM, the engine delivers pretty well. You have good progression in power right there, and that makes for quite a peppy performance behind the wheel right here. I think this is the quickest engine of the lot in terms of performance, and I really like the nature of this engine, the way it has been tuned. So city commute में again, as far as you are cruising, काफ़ी आपको decent अच्छा performance मिलता है. If you want to make a quick way out of the traffic, you can very easily do that here. And out on the highway, again, when you are cruising, the car is at around 1700, 2000, 2200 RPM, very silent, very supple, and a very relaxed driving. But just you want to make an overtake, a gentle push at the throttle, and you can make that quick overtake, and you don't need any planning as such. So again, I think performance में this engine is the most satisfying and is the most punchy of the lot for sure. Now अगर मैं handling की बात करूँ इसकी, then it is slightly heavier, so body rolls when you are speeding up, like when you are going near that triple digit mark and then we are taking a bend or a sharp corner, then body rolls will bother you and you will need to slow down a bit. But as long as you are doing decent double digit speed, the body rolls are well contained, so वहाँ पर आपको problem नहीं होगी. Steering wheel, now it weighs up very nicely when you are going higher up the rev range and higher up the speed right there, but the heft feels slightly artificial. Now it is reassuring. You have generous feedback from the steering wheel as well, but yes, it is not as engaging as you feel in the Volkswagen Taigun. So वहाँ पर आपको feedback थोड़ा सा better Taigun का मिलता है, but again that difference is not much. It is perceptible, but not very much, different. Now ride quality की अगर मैं बात करूँ, suspension is actually well tuned for Indian driving condition. Slightly on the stiffer side, so vertical movements are contained, lateral movements are contained as well, but it thuds through a bit on speed breaker and on potholes, rough surfaces, and when you are going around corner, well, handling की बात मैं कर रहा था, again I am able to point the car to a certain direction. But coming back to ride quality, I think this is a balanced setup, not overly firm and not very soft as well. So yes, it thuds through a bit, but not something that is going to bother you, and at the same time it soaks up all the undulations on the road pretty well. So I think long distance highway pe, as far as you are on a normal smooth tarmac, even with undulations, it is not going to bother you anyway. Now at the back seat of the Kia Seltos, and even here this space feels the most premium of the lot, and that's not only because of features but also how the cabin has been executed. The upholstery on the seat, door pad material, mesh design on the speaker, everything feels premium, and the seat itself is very comfortable, and this is the widest seat of all the three, so fitting in a third passenger in the middle will be comparatively easier. Even the central console doesn't inset much towards the back of the cabin, and transmission tunnel की height भी थोड़ी सी कम है. Now cushioning is nice, so I am comfortable here. The seat has recline function as well, and quite a generous recline, so I can make myself more comfortable. The only complaint is that under thigh support could be a bit better here, but again not a deal breaker, and on a longer commute I will still be comfortable. Even the knee room is decent enough for me, leg room भी मुझे अच्छा मिल जाता है, and I have a good view out from the seat as well here. आपको फीचर्स भी अच्छे मिलते हैं. You have rear AC vents here. Now बाकी दोनों गाड़ियों से ज़्यादा बड़े AC vent आपको यहाँ मिलते हैं. You have 2 Type-C charging ports, a recess to keep your phone or wallet, and integrated air purifier right here. So ये जो फीचर है वो आपको बस Kia Seltos में ही मिलता है, बाकी दोनों गाड़ियों में नहीं मिलता. And more features like rear sun blind only in the Kia Seltos. Panoramic sunroof again lets the light in, so good sense of space, but at the same time I feel cocooned as well, and that is something what I like. Now अगर मैं ride quality की बात करूँ, then पीछे में सस्पेंशन वो थोड़ी सी स्टिफ सेटअप आपको यहाँ मिलेगी. देन इफ़ यू विल बी स्पीडिंग एंड यू विल बी गोइंग ओवर रफ सरफेस और स्पीड ब्रेकर्स, देन इट विल थट थ्रू, और वो थोड़ा सा पिंच आपको बैक में महसूस होने वाला है. बट एज लॉन्ग एज योर ड्राइवर इज मेंटेनिंग अ गुड डिसेंट डबल डिजिट स्पीड, दैट इज नॉट गोइंग टू बॉदर यू. अंड्यूलेशंस पे, लॉन्गर कम्यूट पे ऑन द हाईवे इट रियली परफॉर्म्स वेल, बिकॉज आपको वर्टिकल मूवमेंट्स ज़्यादा पीछे भी नहीं मिलते, लैटरल मूवमेंट्स भी ज़्यादा नहीं मिलते. सो ऑन अ लॉन्गर गो you will be more comfortable in the Kia Seltos because ride quality supports that, and the cabin is the most spacious in terms of width and even generous space in terms of knee room as well.
The Maruti Suzuki Grand Vitara 2 is offered with 3 powertrain options, and though these engines do not make the Grand Vitara the quickest or most fun behind the wheel, but it still stands out being the most frugal compact SUV of the lot, delivering a better fuel economy or average. First up is the more popular 1.5-litre 4-cylinder mild hybrid powertrain coupled with the 12-volt 6Ah battery, together belting out 102 brake horsepower and 136.8 Nm of peak torque, mated either to a 5-speed manual or a 6-speed torque converter automatic transmission. Well, in majority trims it sends power to the front wheels, but is also offered in the all-grip variant with a mild 4x4 system which only comes with the 5-speed manual transmission. Then is the Toyota-sourced 1.5-litre 3-cylinder strong hybrid powertrain coupled with a 177.6-volt battery unit. The engine belts out 91 brake horsepower and 122 Nm of peak torque, while the electric motor puts out 70 brake horsepower and 144 Nm of peak torque. When both work together, in combination the powertrain churns out 114 brake horsepower and is mated to an eCVT automatic transmission, and this engine is the most frugal in the Grand Vitara range. For your understanding, the Grand Vitara Strong Hybrid delivers a claimed fuel economy of 27.97 km per litre. It's the exact same setup to what we drove in the Toyota Urban Cruiser Hyryder, where we had managed even a better fuel economy. And on a single 45 litres of fuel tank, it can go up to 900 km under normal driving conditions. The Maruti Suzuki Grand Vitara mild hybrid with the manual transmission delivers 21.11 km per litre. With automatic, it delivers 20.58 km per litre, and with the all-grip 4x4 setup, it delivers 19.38 km per litre. That said, if you want an even more affordable and frugal compact SUV, the Grand Vitara also comes with CNG option, where the 1.5-litre mild hybrid engine belts out 98 brake horsepower and 136 Nm in petrol, while a lower 87 brake horsepower and 121.5 Nm in CNG, but delivers 26.6 kg per kg and comes equipped with a 55 kg CNG tank.
And we are driving the 1.5-litre smart hybrid 4-cylinder petrol engine, and just when you drive it after the Seltos or even the Taigun, आपको ये थोड़ी सी अंडर पावर तो लगने वाली है, because again this is a naturally aspirated petrol engine. वहाँ पर आपको turbo petrol engine मिलता है. You don't get any turbo petrol engine option on the Grand Vitara. But on the plus side, the fuel economy, thanks to the hybrid setup, is quite commendable. Now claimed figures तो आपने वहाँ पर देख लिए थे, but even in the smart hybrid version and even after pushing it a bit harder, I am getting around 13.5 to 14 kilometers per liter. And अगर मैं इतना push Seltos या फिर Taigun को करता, then the fuel economy dropped to single digit. So yes, this is the most frugal car of the lot. And honestly, when I am driving it normally, when I'm cruising on the highway or when I'm just doing my city runabouts, the car doesn't feel underpowered at all, and actually the performance is adequate because progression in power is actually linear. आपको low end पे decent torque मिलती है वहाँ पर. Obviously it's not as aggressive or powerful as you see in the Taigun or in the Kia Seltos, but here even it feels adequate. In the mid-range, again, you have decent reserve of power, so when you are again overtaking on the highway, yes, you would need to push it a bit and you might need to use the paddle shifter here because जो torque converter gearbox है ये भी थोड़ा सा time लेता है respond करने में, but it's not that it gets very challenging for you. So even normal overtakes on the highway doing decent triple digit speed 110 120 kilometers per hour, the car will feel adequate in that regard, and even the NVH levels will be controlled. But if you will be pushing it harder and when you will go past 4500 rpm, it's when the engine really gets vocal and you get to hear it quite a bit inside the cabin, and also it feels a bit running out of its breath. So top end power में आपको थोड़ी सी प्रॉब्लम लगने वाली है. And then when it comes to ride and handling, the overall drivability of the car, so when you are going around the corner, body rolls आपको तीनों के कंपैरिजन में सबसे ज़्यादा ग्रैंड विटारा में ही देखने को मिलता है, बिकॉज अगेन द कार इज़ हैवी, बैटरी का भी वेट आपको यहाँ पर मिलता है. सो यस, you will have to slow down a bit, but like ये जो roundabout था हमने अभी किया है around 50 kilometers per hour पे, वहाँ पर you will not feel any problem. If you will be going or crossing the 80 kilometer per hour mark, that's when the car tends to understeer a bit, and even the steering, it feels slightly cumbersome, slightly a bit more heavier at lower digit speeds. So वहाँ पे improvement हो सकती थी, but again weighs up adequately when you are speeding up and when you are going near the triple digit mark. So yes, you have that reassurance, but doesn't feel as engaging. That said, ride quality is where the Grand Vitara actually scores well, because it soaks up all the undulations and all the bumps on the road very easy and very silently. So आपको thuds भी ज़्यादा सुनाई देते नहीं है वहाँ पर, and the car feels settled. ज़्यादा vertical movements या lateral movements आपको वहाँ पर नहीं मिलते. On a rough patch, actually it takes them quite in its stride. Now one thing that makes it even comfortable on a longer commute are the seats themselves, because काफ़ी अच्छी cushioning है, very well bolstered seats, you have good under thigh support, good side support, and overall you know you are very comfortable on a longer go on these very seats. And yes, I think यहाँ पर ये बाकी दोनों गाड़ियों से ज़्यादा अच्छी स्कोर कर लेती है. And now at the back seat of the Maruti Suzuki Grand Vitara. Now in terms of comfort, it scores well. Knee room I have decent enough here. A leg room भी अच्छा है मेरे पास यहाँ पर. And overall I have a slightly raised seating position thanks to the battery integrated underneath this very seat. So I have a good view out from here. And fitting in 3 people will actually be comparatively easier. Width आपको मिल जाती है. The only issue is that the transmission tunnel is set a bit higher and the central console insets a bit towards the rear of the cabin. Features में भी आपको यहाँ पर rear AC vent मिल जाते हैं. You have 2 charging ports at the rear here. Surprisingly सामने में बस आपको USB और 12 volt charging socket मिलते हैं, आपको वहाँ पर Type C charging port नहीं मिलता. And the seat, again you have recline adjustment for these seats as well. So yes, थोड़ा एडजस्टमेंट मिल जाता है, तो आप कंफर्ट को अपने हिसाब से वहाँ पर एडजस्ट कर सकते हो. एंड द पैनोरामिक सनरूफ actually lets the light in and you get a decent sense of space as well on the inside. Now ride quality की बात करूँ, then सस्पेंशन थोड़ा सा सॉफ्ट है, सो वर्टिकल मूवमेंट्स आपको पीछे थोड़े से ज़्यादा पता चलते हैं व्हेन द ड्राइवर इज स्पीडिंग अप ऑन द अंडुलेशंस. नॉट अनर्विंग बट येस, थोड़ा बाउंस आपको वहाँ पर मिलता है. दैट सेड, इट डजंट पिंच यू in the back because of that softer setup, and at the same time आपको बहुत ज़्यादा lateral movement भी नहीं मिलते हैं when the driver is going around a bend or a corner.
The Volkswagen Taigun is offered with the choice of two turbo petrol engine options. First up is the 1.5-litre 4-cylinder turbo petrol belting out 148 brake horsepower and 250 Nm of peak torque, mated to either a 6-speed manual transmission or a 7-speed dual-shift automatic gearbox, prominently known as DSG. And this powertrain is also equipped with an intelligent technology जो आपके पैसे बचाता है by increasing its fuel economy. It's called cylinder deactivation, where the engine functions just with 2 cylinders and shuts the other 2 when the car is coasting or cruising and not much power is required to maintain the speed. Then is the smaller but still relatively quicker 1-litre 3-cylinder turbo petrol motor pushing 113 brake horsepower and 178 Nm of peak torque, mated to either 6-speed manual transmission or a 6-speed torque converter automatic gearbox.
And I am driving the top of the line 1.5-litre turbo engine with the 7-speed DCT gearbox, and behind the wheel of the Volkswagen Taigun, it feels really sporty right from the word go. Low end में आपको अच्छा meaty torque band मिलता है, and the progression in power is actually aggressive. So again, just a gentle push on the throttle and it takes off really nicely. उसके बाद mid range में again you have decent power and good progression. So you rev it hard and the gearbox is quick to respond and very easy for you to make quick overtakes on the highway, and it clocks triple-digit speeds very quickly. So yes, in terms of power delivery, you will be quite a lot satisfied, and that is further complemented with the way it drives, because drivability, the handling is supreme and is the best in the segment. Around corners, around bends like this, again body rolls are well contained, and the steering feedback is quite satisfying, very engaging behind the wheel. In fact, I have absolute control on the nose of the car, and it is just going about everywhere exactly according to my input. The steering wheels up very nicely, and you know, there's no artificial heft to it. The heft feels very natural, and when you want to chuck in around corners like the one I'm approaching like this, it actually feels sporty there. And honestly, just pushing it hard will make you smile. Yes, it is the most fun to drive compact SUV in its segment, I can surely say that. And even the ride quality, you know, it still feels lush enough to me because the vertical movements are well contained, and even आपको lateral movements ज़्यादा नहीं मिलते हैं. The suspension setup is slightly stiffer, so when you go over bumps and potholes or speed breakers, वो thud आपको थोड़ा सा सुनाई देता है वहाँ पर. But again, that is not a deal breaker because the benefit of that you get in the handling department. So yes, out and out in the city behaves very well as far as you are doing reasonable speeds. Out on the highway, when you are doing long distance commute, and if you want to have fun while doing so, the Volkswagen Taigun will let you have that. And now at the rear seat of the Volkswagen Taigun, and you instantly see the benefit of the longest wheelbase in the segment. Knee room काफ़ी अच्छा है, you know. The seat is set at my position अगर मैं सामने बैठा होता है, and I have ample knee room right here. Leg room is also decent, and the seat feels quite comfortable. Under thigh support is good backrest angle, and I have contouring here to give me some support when the driver is cornering. So yes, seat is very comfortable. बट एक चीज़ है कि इसकी विड्थ थोड़ी कम है, सो फिटिंग इन अ मिडिल पैसेंजर विल बी अ बिट ऑफ अ चैलेंज। बच्चे को आप आराम से यहाँ पर बैठा सकते हैं। ट्रांसमिशन टनल भी बहुत ज़्यादा हाइट नहीं है उसकी, सो यू कैन फिट इन अ चाइल्ड, बट yes, for 4 this cabin will be reasonably comfortable, and I will be comfortable even on this seat on the longer go. Panoramic sunroof नहीं मिलता, but still you get a decent enough sense of space because lighter materials और window area भी ठीक ठाक size का है. I really don't feel hemmed in as such, and you get AC vents, 2 Type-C charging ports and this drop down armrest as well. But अगर मैं राइड क्वालिटी की बात करूँ, then at the rear of the Volkswagen Taigun, राइड क्वालिटी मुझे actually अच्छी लगती है on the highway when I am on a smooth stretch of road, because it soaks up all the undulations on the road quite well. So I am not feeling unsettled in any way. But what actually bothers me is that there is no additional layer at the back of this front seat, and the rods of the headrest are tucked in right in here, so I can literally push it up, as you can see, and that can actually get dangerous when my driver does panic braking, because I can hit my knee into them, and yes, that is dangerous. And in India, generally people forget wearing seat belts at the rear, so Volkswagen, you need to do something about this right here.
Well, it's now time to look back at the scoreboard. So in a nutshell, it's the Kia Seltos which feels the quickest when pushed hard, but the Taigun is more agile, boasting better handling and stability. The Seltos underscores a bit on the ride quality part, where both the Taigun and Grand Vitara shine. But frugality और cost of running की बात करें तो Grand Vitara का कोई मुकाबला नहीं है, while the Taigun 2 catches up a bit, thanks to the cylinder deactivation technology. अब सेफ्टी की बात करें, which is and should be a big deciding factor when buying a new car, और यहाँ 2 aspects हैं: global in-cab crash test rating and safety features. Let's begin with crash test ratings. Kia Seltos performed the worst here, scoring 3 out of 5. The Maruti Suzuki Brezza had scored a respectable 4-star crash test rating, and since the Grand Vitara has been developed on an advanced version of the same platform, we can expect a similar or higher crash test rating. And the Volkswagen Taigun outperformed the other two with a fabulous 5 out of 5 rating. Safety features department में the Kia Seltos outperforms the other two, offering 6 airbags as standard, level 2 ADAS features and blind spot monitor among others. The Grand Vitara 2 offers 2 standard airbags and 6 in the top spec trims, and a few more features like 360-degree camera view and tire pressure monitoring system. While the Volkswagen Taigun has just the basic safety features including 2 airbags, electronic stability control and traction control as standard, which the other two also have, while 6 airbags come only in the top 2 trims. And before we get to the final score and verdict, let's take a look at the most important aspect: variants and pricing. The Kia Seltos is offered in 7 variants along with 3 engine and 5 gearbox combination, and the ex-showroom prices begin from 10,90,000 rupees and go up to 20,30,000 rupees. The good part, there is a Seltos for everyone, courtesy its wide variant range. अब buyers पे depend करता है उनको कौन सा engine और gearbox option चाहिए given their priorities. The Maruti Suzuki Grand Vitara comes in 6 variants with 2 fuel-efficient hybrid and 1 CNG engine option along with 3 gearbox options and 1 4x4 variant. Prices begin at 10,80,000 rupees and go up to 20,30,000 rupees. So even the Maruti Suzuki Grand Vitara offers wide range of options and all frugal ones. Now, the Volkswagen Taigun lacks a bit on both variant distribution and pricing part. With prices beginning at 11,70,000 rupees, both engine options are offered in just 3 variants, and the base variant is almost a lakh rupees more expensive than the base trims of the other two. And at 19,74,000 rupees, top of the line Taigun, Seltos से almost 60,000 rupees और Grand Vitara से almost 40,000 rupees सस्ती तो है, but misses out on quite a few feel-good features and doesn't feel as sophisticated. Well, with all done, it's now time to pick the best one. So the winner of this mega comparison is Kia Seltos, that takes a decent lead, while the Maruti Suzuki Grand Vitara stands second and the Volkswagen Taigun isn't much behind the Vitara at the third spot.
तो स्कोर बोर्ड आपने देख लिया. It told you which compact SUV won. Having said that, all three of them have their own strengths and set of buyers. People who want killer looks, good performance, good ride and handling, decent cabin comfort, and a cabin which is loaded to its absolute brim with all the tech and features. The Kia Seltos ticks all the right boxes for them, and at the same time, उनको पैसे खर्च करने में issue नहीं है. They don't mind paying that slight premium. People who want that vaddi gaddi wali appeal but without compromising on the fuel economy, low cost of maintenance, features and cabin comfort, I think the Grand Vitara should be the perfect pick for them. And people who want an out and out driver's car, people who crave performance and good drivability, the Volkswagen Taigun ticks all the right boxes for them. And on that note, do tell us that if you have the money, which is the compact SUV you are going to buy in the comments below. I'm Shubham Parashar, you're watching Park Plus, your car app. Do subscribe to the channel, to hit the bell icon to stay notified, and to head to the app for all the updates in the Indian car bazaar. I'll see you in the next video.